y'all been?
We have been extremely busy since 12 o'clock midnight last night.
All right, a lot of this due to the ice.
A lot due to the ice. Correct.
So what happened?
Well, basically what you have is you have people on the roadway traveling, and you have ice roads, and that's a bad combination.
All right, and so you all had dozens of wrecks last night.
We had over 60 DPS worked over 60 accidents or responded to 60 accidents in Montgomery County area.
On a normal night, how many would you respond to?
Maybe 10. Normal night, 10.
So what do you expect tonight?
We expect not as many, hopefully not as many. Some of the roadways will be more accessible, more drivable than the others. Some of our bridges and our overpasses may still experience a little bit of ice, but hopefully not that much. TxDOT is working very diligently trying to get the sand out, and hopefully we'll be better.
Do you think it would have been better had it snowed because people might drive more cautiously because visually they could see that there was a problem as opposed to this ice that was hard to see?
Good question. Correct, because you can't see the ice on the roadway. It was an invisible enemy, and that's what caught a lot of people at the wrong time.
Lucky to only have 2 fatalities, as odd as that may sound to say.
I wouldn't use the word lucky. I mean, any one fatality is bad, but considering the amount of crashes that we did have, that number, that's correct.
All right. And this morning, the commute was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Is that and why were so many roads closed? What was the rationale?
The reason why the roads were closed is accessibility on the roadway. I mean, as far as travel, I mean, it was not safe. When you have, it didn't look to the driver, it didn't look like there was anything on the roadway until you actually went into a spin. So that was the main problem.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add?
Yes. Roadways are now starting to open up, and what we don't want the motoring public to think about is it's okay. Let's get back to our normal travel of the posted speed limit and move on. There are still going to be some areas that may be dangerous to us, so we want everybody to be cautious of that. Over the weekend, we'll look a lot better. But then again, coming next Wednesday, we may see some of this again. So hopefully everybody who's gone through it tonight or last night will have an idea of what we may be looking at again next week.
Okay, good.
Eric, what about, last night I was out there most of the night on the freeways. These people were, like it was nothing. 70, 80 miles an hour. The 18-wheelers were the worst of them. They were really, several of these accidents were 18-wheelers involved also, correct?
That's correct. We did have a few involving CMVs. And, what I could say to that is a lot of our motoring public aren't used to driving on ice like that, especially here in the state of Texas, in this part, further down south in the Houston area, Harris County area. But it is something that you cannot take lightly because it will come up and bite you. We've had several of our TxDOT trucks involved in accidents. We've had our law enforcement, emergency response people who are trained to drive in this. So, nobody can just get away from it. But to answer that question, we're just not used to driving in that type of weather on the roadway.
So some of those accidents involved TxDOT trucks and some of them involved first responders.
Correct. On my report, we had 2 TxDOT trucks that I know of in the Harris County area that had minor accidents due to the weather and on the roadway. And we had one on Montgomery County, and I-45 and River Plantation crossover, and that one was also road related.
Okay.
Nice.
Excellent.
That's it.
Dispatch here?
It used to be. Yeah, Tom, it used to be. They just